Today, I'm going to show you how to properly break down the top floor bomb sites on Oregon using real team play, the kind of setup that actually works in high elo, and competitive matches. This isn't about flashy plays or ego peak. If you're serious about ranking up or even stepping into competitive play, this is the level of understanding that you need to start building. So let's get into it. Now, to make this attack work, let's take a look at some of the standard setups you'll typically see from defenders when they're holding the top floor on Oregon. I'm going to be using a site called R6 Calls to give you a clean bird's eye view so you can really see the full picture and understand how everything fits together. Now, typically you'll see a player positioned in armory, focusing on denying the main wall from being breached, and in this case, it's going to be a castle. On top of that, there's usually someone playing trophy to support that position that castle's holding, and that player in trophy is going to act as a bridge between trophy and armory, allowing the castle player to fall back safely if they start getting pressured. Now, in this setup, I've also added a mute playing inside closet with a rotate towards the main wall. Now, this isn't a standard strat, but it's a personal preference that I have when playing Oregon, and it adds another layer of support for both the castle and the Jaeger, helping reinforce that side of the defense even more. Now, the Goyo and Azami are mainly there to shut down any fast pressure or rushes coming from the attic or the big window. Their utility makes it really difficult for attackers to just walk in and take control for free. And on top of that, the mute can also rotate from the main wall if needed to go ahead and support the players on site and help stabilize the defense. So now that you have a clear idea of how this defense is structured, let's get into a general attack and execute that can actually win you rounds. And make sure to share this with your squad so you're on the same page and maybe get a little ego boost when the other team starts to type in chat from how sweaty your stack is. So for the attack, we're going to be running Thermite as our primary hard breacher, mainly because Ace tends to get banned pretty often. Alongside that, we'll have Gridlock, Buck, Grim, and Ying. Now, keep in mind, these operator picks are not set in stone. Once you understand how the strategy works, you can always adjust the lineup to fit your playstyle or what your team is comfortable playing with. Now, we're going to start by taking initial control around the armory. Buck will be playing below, applying vertical pressure from garage into armory. Grim will be on the armory repel, helping apply pressure from the outside and also throwing Grim Bees into armory, allowing the Buck and Grim to work together and hopefully either kill the castle or cause the castle to leave. Then we have Gridlock. She will be positioned on the white van outside, watching lobby door to make sure no one downstairs can flank Buck in garage. And finally, Ying will be on the satellite window, cutting off the Jaeger from supporting the castle and preventing the castle from rotating out. All of these roles work together to isolate the defenders and to start breaking down their setups piece by piece. So now that the castle is taken out, Grim can move into armory and start establishing control. At this point, the team should slow things down and reset for the next phase of the attack. Even with castle gone, there's still a lot of danger. The mute could be playing in closet and the Jaeger could still be in trophy. That crossfire makes it really risky to just walk into bedroom. So instead of forcing it, we are going to shift our focus to clearing that pressure properly. To deal with the mute, we're going to use Buck from below to apply vertical pressure and flush him out. While Buck is working underneath, Gridlock can support by holding the flanks, either watching it or directly using her tracks to secure it. She can also choose to save some utility for the execute later on. At the same time, Grim's role is to hold armory and make sure Jaeger can't rotate back or retake control of the area. Grim also has a partial angle into closet, but it's not deep enough to fully clear it, which is why vertical pressure from Buck is so important here. From there, the mute is put into a lose-lose situation. If he tries to rotate out, Thermite's holding the cutoff and can pick him off, and if he stays in closet, Buck should be able to deal with him from below. Either way, the goal is to remove that position safely before moving into the final execute. So while all the pressure is happening on the front side of the map, Ying is actually going to rotate off to attic and make it play on the back end. She'll use her hard breach gadgets to open an attic wall on her own, setting herself up for a strong flank. With her kit, she has more than enough utility to either flush out or eliminate the players in pit using her candelas. From there, Ying and Grim can start coordinating and push together from armory and attic, and this creates even more pressure and should force the Jaeger to fall off trophy, which then makes the defense fall apart even more. At the same time, Gridlock rotates upstairs to support the push, while Buck stays below, not only for the post-plant pressure, but also to clear out strong positions such as Bolo. This gives your team a much safer plant and stronger control after the diffuser goes down. And finally, Thermite will begin working on the main wall. Now, if the wall is reinforced, he has the utility to open it. If there is already an existing rotate, that's okay too, because Thermite is just there as a safety net to make sure that the wall can indeed be opened. This is where you start to overwhelm the defense and flood the site. Thermite can begin by using his smokes to cover the plant. Ying starts burning through her utility with the candelas to disorient anyone on site, and the rest of the team follows up by dumping utility and applying pressure all together. The goal here is simple: create enough chaos to safely get the plant down post plant setup. That's going to be it for today's video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this breakdown, and more importantly, I hope it helped you better understand how to properly approach attack in Rainbow Six Siege. And just to be clear, this is just an ideal scenario. In real games, things won't always go this smoothly. Players might die early, plans might fall apart, and that's completely normal. What really matters is understanding the objective of the round and having a clear idea of what your team is trying to accomplish. Once you have that, you can start adapting and making meta decisions in real time.